Hello and welcome to the 7th instalment for the 2014-15 season of Roos News, the Wanneroo District Cricket Club radio show on your home of sport in the community, 91.3 Sport FM. I'm your host, Dave Minear, and tonight we have a massive show for all our listeners, talking you through all the results from the weekend's games against the mighty Claremont Nedlands Tigers. And also, we've got our Northside residential interview today, and we're so lucky to have him with us, ICC Test Cricketer of the Year and also ICC Cricketer of the Year, Mitchell Johnson. But first, let me introduce my fantastically famous co-host, Ian John Purcell. Ian, how are you, mate?
Yes, evening, David. I'm outstanding. What about yourself?
Mate, very well, very well. A little bit excited, I must say, mate, that we've got Mitchell Guy on the radio a bit later on, which will be great. We seem to get all the big interviews on 91.3 Sport FM with Michael Hussey a couple of weeks ago. And
Joel Charles last week.
Joel Charles. I think that one goes without saying, though, doesn't it?
Correct.
But a big one tonight, mate, and a massive weekend of cricket we had.
Yeah, wasn't it, Vern? Looked like, we had some very good results in the club, and unfortunately only the leaders of the club, or previous sort of head of the club, I suppose we could call them, the A grade, unfortunately going down to Tim McDonald's Claremont Tigers.
Yeah, a little bit disappointing, and they were also without the good friend of ours, Travis Bird, as well, wasn't playing for Claremont on the weekend, and had to got to go off. I think we were actually discussing it last week with the great Joel Charles about the position of where Claremont actually currently are on the ladder belies not a great deal of truth, because they are a much better side than where they are on the ladder.
Yeah, them sitting at ninth is not probably the good replication of where they should be. I don't know
Very good.
To say, but thank you, David. But look, that Whittaker fella again managed to hold up against our bowlers. But as we're down there, I would have been pretty happy to see Quelchy rolling out a few overs there as well. I think he might have been the difference, but we'll get to that in a while, no doubt.
No, definitely. It was a little bit disappointing, and we were falling like flies. Jackie Catt was pretty ill on the sidelines, or he was out there, but he was basically bowling half rat power compared to what he normally bowls, and I think a lot of Kyle Miller probably didn't quite get into his groove like he has been all year. And as I said, it's got to happen one week. So because we've been so good for most of the season so far, and probably just missed out on a couple of those guys firing.
Yeah, probably a couple of missed opportunities too in the first session. A couple of catches didn't quite go our way. So, and like I say, you're pretty right there with Kyle. That's probably as bad as I've seen him bowl ever, I reckon. It was just one of those days. He was due to have him because he has been playing so well this year. Like we were talking about with Charles last week, he's been the real bolter this year, the real big improver. So, yeah, look, like I say, it was a pretty bad day out in the park, but fair play to Claremont. They did bat pretty well on their home ground, didn't they? So
no, definitely, mate. Well, what we'll do now, guys, we'll take you through the scores of that A grade before we get too in depth with analysing it.
Look at us get carried away.
Yeah, but that's all right. Pers, can you take us through the A grade, mate?
Yeah, look, first week we made 266 with Joel Charles on his one leg, our top scorer there with a 59, and they were number 26 overnight, so they were looking good. But yeah, look, unfortunately they ended up at 6 for 356 after their overs. Like I say, which is a fair one, but obviously once they get past the score, it's happy hour. So, but Atkinson there, he bowled his 19 overs, 1 for 56. Jackie Catt bowled 17 overs, 1 for 61. Kyle Miller with his 13 overs, done for 56. But Donovan Fry, how well did he bowl? He was definitely the pick of the bowlers for me, with his 19 overs, 2 for 36. Lee Miller, he bowled very well also there as well with his 2 for 83. And Robbie Richards is done for 43. And Johnny Rogers, which is a surprise there. We did ask him if he was going to bowl, and apparently he did with his 3 overs, number 16. But yeah, look, for me, Donovan Fry went down there, was definitely the pick of the bowlers. They were playing a miss, and he probably should have deserved more than his 2 wickets.
I definitely reckon he's going to be one of the first guys picked for the next few games, because I can tell you at the moment he has gone to another level. And speaking quietly with Joel Charles, obviously on the sidelines on the weekend, where we were both privy to being down there and having a look and having a chat, and Charlesy was saying that just the excitement that he brings to the side with his bowling, his fielding, and his ability to bat, I think he's going to be a really important cog in that team come finals time.
Yeah, I think you're definitely hitting the nail on the head there, Vern. He's so good at all 3 aspects of his game, isn't he? And like I say, a bit of youthful exuberance in there. He's such a great kid. And he comes from a bad country, but it's not his fault. No one gets to pick and choose where they're born, being South African. But yeah, look, for 47 and 2 for, It's a pretty good day out, really, and saying at the start of the year, we probably wouldn't have predicted that, would you, really, having Donny up there all the time, would you?
No, definitely. What are your thoughts, mate? It was a really interesting weekend in the sense that, you know, we were probably expecting, we had them down there. I remember when I rocked up, they were 2 for 59. We basically got there. We dropped a few catches. We did see that. One was a couple of half chances as well, which didn't go to hand. A couple that went to the breadbasket and couldn't get there. But, mate, what do we need to improve on? What from what you saw on the weekend?
I just think, like saying, especially with Jackie Cat not looking like he was at his full pace and sort of steaming in, he did look a bit injured there. I think it just makes it really hard on the rest of the bowlers because they do have to labour through a lot more overs than what they normally would. So they probably, instead of them being a strike bowler, which you probably want them to run in to be, they have to sort of be a bit of a taller and taller way. And if it's not their job, sometimes they struggle a bit with that. And obviously Q, you know, being the experienced player he is, you know, was in his 8th season at the ripe old age of 24, isn't he? So, you know, just having his experience there would have been really good, I too think, just to nibble away. I'd like to see Joel Charles bowling, but that probably wouldn't be it. But it would have been good to have the experience out of Charles out there again, though, just to help out a few of the boys. Not say maybe Kyle Miller just probably would have been a little bit happy, bowled a bit better too. Yep. So yeah, look, it was just we didn't play that well and they played fairly well, and that's probably why there was such a difference in between the results at the end of the day.
I think I forgot to ask Charlesy, but when's he going to be back?
4 weeks from the injury, so I think he'll miss this game.
This next one,
yeah, against the Hawks, and then he'll be back after that.
And what about Q?
No, Q should be right to go now.
Oh, good.
Yeah. He was almost. I think he realised on the Saturday morning before they played the game, he's wouldn't be right, and it's a pity though because if cheeky old coin goes up, he would have been okay because he would have the extra week off too, wouldn't he? But can't pick these things, unfortunately.
And you can't go in half-mast. I mean, we'll talk about it later. We're talking about Ryan Harris, but you can't go in there half-cogged, half-mast.
No one can go in anywhere half-mast, not even yourself.
Yeah, it'd be quite difficult. But the thing is, mate, you have a look at that side. We've got Freo, I think, this week coming up. If I'm correct, I'm fairly sure we've got Freo. I'm fairly sure.
Here's me.
Any listeners out there, feel free to text me.
Here's me thinking it's the Mount Lawley Hawks. But yeah.
Oh, well, actually it is too. It's Mount Lawley, sorry. Followed by Fremantle.
That's why I'm on the stat side of things, man.
Well done, mate. That's why I should just keep on this side of the board.
You just keep over there, buddy.
Yeah, fair play.
Ringing up your big guests.
Mount Lawley, they're a good side. The boys are really going to have to improve, obviously, going through and playing them. They've got a few new ins. I don't know if Jimmy Newnham's actually playing there now. I heard that he might be going back to Joondalup, so who knows?
You're kidding me? So he's gone from Joondalup to the Hawks
to Mount Lawley and now back, apparently. I don't know. But it's going to be, a game of massive improvement for those boys because, as I said, they're not the, I wouldn't say easy beats, but they haven't been that strong the last couple of years. It's going to be a big weekend for us.
Yeah, look, they just did get touched up outright by Perth.
Yeah.
They managed to get skittled for 82 in their second dig to chasing 90-odd. So, yeah, look, but they are, to be fair to them, they're sitting fourth on the table as well. So it's sort of a clash of 3v4.
Yep.
And they are generally a little bit better, I think, than what most people thought they'd be at the start of the season. Between them and Perth, they're probably the two bolters that we probably would have thought would have been down the bottom of the table. So
yeah, definitely. That's at home, isn't it, mate, that game?
That's we're at home.
Yeah, thank God for that. That's good. Yeah. Well, I bet you the boys be a bit of a sigh of relief it's not down at Breckler because our results down there lately haven't been that great. But as I said, at home, it hopefully the deck holds up and it's getting a little bit quicker this week because, as I said, we've got a few warm days.
Yep. Yes.
36 tomorrow, 33 and 30. So hopefully that can give the opportunity for that deck to be coming up pretty good and VC can and come up with the goods.
Yeah, look, according to Noddy, we were just talking to him the other night about it, the deck wasn't that flash, and actually when we were talking to Timmy Mackey, he said one of his boys reckons the first ball of the day went just about rolling the ground on the number one wicket, but it was because they were using the western wicket, and it's very hard, the water, so it comes down there. So yeah, look, like I say, he'll definitely need plenty of water on it this week, mate. Probably lucky it's nice and warm, mate, because you can now swim in your beautiful clean pool at home too, Vern, so that'll be a highlight for you. But yeah, look, Hopefully he'll produce another really good wicket with our Vin.
Yeah, definitely. Not for the IJs, not for the neighbours, IJ. I will say that, mate. I don't think that's going to be a highlight for them.
Yeah, well, hopefully they'll only have one look over the fence. I'll see you, and then they'll go, yeah, let's not look over there again.
And ring Sea Shepherd. But But, mate, I'll tell you, it was a fantastic weekend.
YOLO.
Let's go. Yeah, YOLO. Let's go and have a look at the twos now, mate, because on a much better note, they've had a really, really average start to the season. And, like even by their own, I've seen Noddy Henry, hasn't been happy. He's been a little bit down around the club. I've seen the big fella. And understandably, you feel a bit down when you're not getting the results as skipper. And, it's been a bit tough for him because I don't think it's all been up to him. It's been a lot of poor results going forward. But the boys turned it around on the weekend.
Look, an outstanding effort. We've been actually slipping the slipper into the twos most weeks lately, haven't we, Vern? Yep. Justifiably so, though, I still believe. But they managed to skittle Claremont for 155 in the first week, and we were 4 for 47 overnight. So we were going to be struggling a little bit. But we managed to peel off a cheeky little 210 there in the end, Vern. So that's a pretty good effort from the lads.
You're not wrong, mate.
Aaron Brunner there with 27. Alfie Peters with his 15, but Jared McPhee there with his 43. And I've got to say a quick little mention to Scott Pearson there. Wayne was actually, what's the right way to say this politely? Wasn't too confident that Scotty would get too many runs down there. So, reckons as a batsman he makes a good bowler. But look, a great effort from him to get the 15. And they actually had a good win there. And then they managed to get another 22 overs in at Claremont. And they were 2 for 77 there. So, look, an outstanding win for Noddy's boys there. I think Vernon rockets them off from 16th to the table, right off the bottom up to 12th. So, yeah, look, I think it's a great effort from the boys. Hopefully it's something they can build on for the rest of the season.
No, it's a great sign for the club too. I think that the twos are starting to perform, and I can tell you there's a couple of names here, Person. I know I get a little bit excited sometimes, but there's a couple of names here I'm pretty excited about, and that's Jared McPhee. I think that is the first name that I'm really excited to see back. But another guy there, Brendan Murray, 64. Really happy to see him in the twos, getting some runs, getting that confidence, because he has got the ability to be up there at the ones and batting in that middle order, because we are always looking for more batsmen up there. You know? Definitely
a sublime talent, isn't he? He's one of those guys that really can attack the bowlers and really put the bowlers on the back foot and wondering where they're going to bowl it. He's a big, strong lad, can hit them straight back over their head, quite good. Sometimes probably just being a young lad, maybe his patience is what has let him down in the past this season.
Yep.
But now, look, he's starting to come into a bit of form now, which I think is really good. Plus, he managed to also pick up a wicket with his bowling, so obviously he's going fairly confident going right. But yeah, Jared McPhee, the big Adonis of a man that he is, so good to see him back, isn't it, after starting the season injured there. So yeah, look, I think those two are definitely some very good prospects for the future.
And I can tell you, if Jared McPhee had to come back probably a week earlier, he might have been played up even a little bit higher at the start, because
That's right,
I'll tell you, we've had all these injuries. It would have been perfect having someone of his ability coming in back from injury. So as I said, we've had a few issues with the twos and ones, with a few injuries this year, which we haven't probably had lately, too many injuries. So it's going to be really good seeing him bowling well. And as I said, 8 overs, I think 1 for 14, fantastic effort. So welcome back, Jared McPhee. Good to see you back, buddy. Now, Purce, can you take us through the third grade, mate? Another fantastic result for the mighty Roo boys.
Yeah, look, Cam Mack and his lads are on fire, aren't they, at the moment? Look, they managed to skittle Claremont down there at Mel Vista on a little bit of a not-so-bowler-friendly track. They ended up with skilling for 136, and we were 5 for 53 overnight chasing that score down. But the illustrious leader, Cam McDonald, leading from the front there, ended up with 83. Him and Bailey and Nylander also put on a few with his 13. But Smith again, geez, I tell you what, we're just going to forget about Christian these days, can't we? Look, 26 there again. Bondi with his 57 too. So, look, a great effort from there. Looks, they end up with 251, which is a really, really good result on that pitch. Look, they've definitely outplayed him there, and it's so good to see. And Cam Mack, how well's he done? Like, there's a few people that were questioning Wayne at the start of the year when he said he wanted to pick Cam Mack, but he'd obviously seen something in the kid that we didn't. He was a captain of the under-17s as well, so he obviously knows what he's doing. But, yeah, look, such a great effort, and well done to him on his 83 also.
Mate, he's always been a great talent. I think the thing is he'd go in there, and I mean, just from the short time I've probably played with him over the last couple of years, one thing he did suffer with, I think, was a bit of temperament, in the sense that you'd lose a couple of wickets around him and then he would tend to throw it away. Maybe he used to be a bit of a compulsive hooker and puller, and anything that was sort of there or halfway there, he'd sort of take full toll on it, which is all really good when you're 3 down for 220. But the problem is when you're 6 down for 80, 90, 100, it can be a bit tough. And I think these are all things that he's grown up and become a really good leader. Obviously, I think the under-17s really helped him.
Yep.
But I think he's become a really big leader, and he takes a lot of responsibility there, batting at 6 and going in there and getting his 83. And I think ideally you'd like to see maybe just a smidgen up the order a little bit, probably as skipper. maybe a 5 or a 4, just taking a little bit of that responsibility, just a little bit higher, because I do think he's got the technique that he can play there, and he never gets bogged down.
Yeah, look, he definitely is what you call a run-scoring batsman, isn't he?
Yeah.
He's always looking to get him around. Yeah, I think he's probably shown a little bit of faith in Connor Lynch and Ryan May there, though.
Yep.
Which is always good to see. Connor Lynch is he's probably done quite well, because the guys he's playing with, none of them, there's no other real senior player, so he does have to look after a lot of these blokes, but they're all players that have probably played, in their 4th or maybe even 5th season, so it's good to see. Yeah, but you're right there, Vern. He's definitely a batsman that we'd like to see him bat at 4 and continue to bat that way in an ideal world, But
exactly.
Look, he obviously knew what he was doing, mate, held himself back. I'll just go out there and peel off a lazy 80 and win the game for the boys. So, yeah, but well done again, Cam.
And another guy there who's done really well, Bondi. Have a look at Bondi, 57 not out. I mean, Bondi's dropped down to 3s. He did get put back down. He lost his spot in the 2s, and Scotty Pearson went up, and he's gone back down there, bowled really well, 1 for 20, and then got his 57 not out. He's really knocking on the door of getting back into that second grade side, Purse. Yeah,
that's right. And it's really good to see, putting a lot of pressure on him there. Putting a lot of pressure on is what the club's all about, having the guys in lower grades putting pressure on the guys in higher grades. And look, he's bowling quite well as well, isn't he? So
economical anyway. I mean, nice and economical, chipping in with his wickets. That's what you've got to do.
Well, like saying his first game when he got dropped down, he ended up getting 4 for.
Yeah.
So it's just pretty unlucky that Scotty Pearson did get a 3 for, because they are the same sort of bowler. But yeah, look, good to see him going down there and Stu really working hard and trying hard, because he's obviously a very good player, because he did play most of his career so far at the Roos in the second. So
exactly, mate, and a really good guy too. So well done to the 3s there. And as I said, boys, we'll go through the ladders later on, but I can tell you now you're top, and it doesn't look like you're going to fall too far down the way you're going at the moment. So well done, boys, and make sure we push through this little Christmas period coming up with obviously Mount Lawley and also Fremantle coming up before Christmas. We've really got to consolidate that and make sure we're top at Christmas, which would be fantastic. All right, Percy, now, mate, going on to the mighty 4th grade, the troops, as we could well see on the bar, or the remnants of what they put on the bar. But anyway, that's another story for another day.
Not too bright, lads.
No, bless their cotton socks. There's a couple short there, couple of beers short of a 6-pack. But
to be fair to them, they did actually apply themselves and did the right thing there. But anyway,
exactly.
Look, the boys, this was after Greg Maher's 100. Great work again, Marbo, making your maiden 100 for the mighty Roos. So we are 6 for 314, and we managed to skittle the Tigers in their 4th grade there for 211. But the pick of the bowlers there was Quinny there, actually a great effort there with his 3 for 63, which is a really good effort. Braden Myers 2 for 41. Joel, the main man himself, 1 for 22 off 9. Geez, Joel, that's the first time he's bowled less than 10 overs ever.
I reckon it is too.
No, just kidding. He's looking after the boys there. Aidan the Enforcer Fawcett there with his 2 for 34. Little Jimmy Nicolo, 6 overs, none for 14. And Amez? Yeah, I was going to say, that's not spelled right, is it? None for 29 there, so...
Yeah. No, well, mate, as I said, it's a great bowling attack. Have a look at that. And young Myers, have a look at that. 2 for 41 off 16. Great figures. And, I mean, there's some great performances there. But Aidan Fawcett, the big fella, he's bowled 6 maidens there, 11.2, 2 for 34. The big fella's doing a job.
Just toiling away, doesn't he? Look, he's actually quite a smart bowler. Just bowls just short of a length, Just realises at his pace that's about the areas he should be bowling, which is really good to see. But one that still impressed me, Quinny there. Look, he's 17 overs, 3 for 63. I reckon he's a real good talent. It's just, I think he's got one of those kids that when he's about sort of maybe 19 or 20, so in another couple of years, he'll just be a little bit stronger, just get a little bit more control. I reckon he'll be a bit of a bolter through the grades, because he's certainly got a little bit about him in his pace and not bad shape too, Plus he's a very confident young fella, which I think always helps.
Oh, yeah, mate. And the thing is, you can't build pace. I mean, the thing is, you can get a little bit quicker as you get older, but you've either got it or you don't, I reckon.
True.
And you've either got the ability to do it or not. So I
think both of us certainly know what it's like not to have it, Vern, anyway.
Well, I know what it's... I think I could actually say I definitely do know. I don't know about you. You're back in your day, mate. The four outies and then back with that in-dipper for the 5th ball, mate.
Yeah, but an Audi at 90k's is still an Audi at 90k's, Vern. It's that Shane Warne bowl's that quick, man. But,
exactly.
Yeah, look, like I say, as you're saying, some of those young kids, it's good to see if they've got it. But good to see Carney there. I think, really looking after the other lads and making sure everyone gets a go, now that he's on the wrong side of 30. And it's good to see him really looking after the boys. But look, another great win there from the 4s, and that keeps them just sitting in second spot, just on percentage there, or on quotient as they call it now.
Take us through those ladders, Perce, actually, from the 1s through to the 4s. That'd be great, mate.
David, I'd love to. In the 1st grade, look, even after a loss, we managed to hold on to a 3rd position there, so we're still looking in 3rd spot, which is This is a really good effort from the boys, and hopefully we can maintain that coming into Christmas. The boys in the seconds, as we discussed earlier, mate, jumped off the bottom up to 12th. So, look, a really good effort, because if they had another win from there, they could actually be sitting in 5th spot. So it's a very tight ladder for those boys there. The third's still sitting on top there, mate, which is a great effort from CanMax boys, and as we just said, the Force sitting in their second there, Vern. So, look, pretty much everyone going okay, and hopefully for the club championship, mate, we can get those seconds a lot further up the ladder.
Brilliant, Purse. And as I said, some excellent stories there, so hopefully the boys can get on with Mount Lawley this week and get over the poos and spews and really push on and make a massive weekend and finish off this year really well. All right, guys, what we're going to do, we're going to go to a quick word from our all-important station sponsors, and when we come back, we're going to have ICC Cricketer of the Year, Mitchell Johnson, on the line. Back in just a few moments.
The Wanneroo District Cricket Club would like to thank its 2014-15 sponsor group, including Ertec Holdings, Getting It Right and On Time. Northside Residential, offices in Joondalup and Greenwood, contact Andrew Amos today. Sunwise Outdoor Living, for all your patio, gazebo and alfresco needs, contact Rob Fairchild. MTM Physiotherapy, specialising in sports injuries, located in Duncraig. And Stella Premium Services, gardens, parks and lawns, contact Cliff Astall today. Station sponsor.
If you're a tradesperson, Kennards Hire has the tools and equipment you need, serviced and ready to go. If you're a DIY, Kennards Hire has amazing stuff that goes cool. If you're a tradesperson, Kennards will give you the right advice to get the job done on time and on budget. If you're a DIY, Kennards will show you how to use it. Excellent. So make Kennards Hire your choice for equipment hire, because
Kennards makes your job easy.
Station sponsor.
The Wanneroo District Cricket Club would like to thank its 2014-15 sponsor group, including Northside Residential, offices in Joondalup and Greenwood. Contact Andrew Amos today. Jets Wanneroo, 24-hour fitness, work out on your terms. Harden Eastern Conti, accounting, taxation, finance and business planning. Contact Murray McGee. Subway Madeley, located in the Kingsway Shopping Complex, and Resource Instrumentation and Electrical, WA-owned electrical contracting company specialising in the HVAC industry. Contact Darren Thorne, station sponsor.
And welcome back to Roos News, the Wanneroo District Cricket Club radio show on your home of sport in the community, 91.3 Sport FM. And on the line, we've got, he's actually just an all-round champion. Wanderers, Norths in Brisbane, Wanneroo District Cricket Club, and just a little thing of ICC Cricketer of the Year. Mitchell Johnson, how are you, mate?
Dave, how are you, Perth?
Very well, mate.
Try that.
Mate, starting obviously right at the start, it's been a whirlwind couple of weeks, obviously heading back from the UAE with a couple of test matches and the one-dayers and all that over there, and then back home to Perth. Mate, how are you feeling?
Yeah, the UAE was a pretty tough series over there. We got belted. Obviously, yeah, the conditions over there, suited their players very well. So Pakistan, they did play well in those conditions, but it was nice to get home, and I was actually found it quite difficult in the whacker nets at first, to be honest. Getting that nice bounce and carry through there, but it was good to get out in the middle and play a couple of one-days for Australia, and the boys ended up finishing the series 4-1, so very exciting.
Mate, I'm glad I wasn't at the other end, I can tell you that. Mate, having a look at, obviously it's been just a fantastic year, mate. I mean, you've been averaging sort of averages that we used to get no, I didn't, mate. Maybe you did. But averages we sort of had with the ball back when we were about 8 or 9 years of age.
Yep.
How, mate, what a year it's been, and how proud are you to get that ICC Cricketer of the Year, and this time, for the first time, the Test Cricketer of the Year? Yeah,
look, I mean, David, obviously it's nice to get those rewards, and I guess for having a good year, and nice to be recognised like that. But I think it's something that I'll be able to look at when I'm retired and old, and sitting on the balcony having a few beers, and be able to talk about it with you guys. So look, it's obviously it's nice, but for me it's all about getting better, and we've got a big year coming up with the World Cup. Well, we've got a Test series first, and then we've got a World Cup and an Ashes next year. So there's a few big goals there that I'm really looking forward to, and I'll be pushing hard to do play my best cricket.
Hey, Mitch, it's Percy, mate. How are you?
Good, mate. How are you?
Yeah, really well, thanks, mate. Hey, congratulations too, mate, on that. I think it's an outstanding effort from you. And like Vern was saying, mate, Vern would have never had those figures as growing up, mate. Don't worry about that. Hey, mate, just with this upcoming Test series, there's been a lot of talk about who's going to be partnering yourself in the bowling, mate. Who do you think will play another big part as well as yourself bowling in this upcoming Test series?
Oh, look, I think the same guys. The group of guys we had through the last summer and through South Africa, they're outstanding. The way we work together as a group, we all knew our roles. Ryan Harris, can slip it up a gear. Obviously with his body, he goes through a fair bit, but he's able to get it up there and swing the ball and get it with good pace. Peter Siddle, does it day in and day out, hitting a length and just wobbling the ball around. So Nathan Lyon comes into it for me as well. I think just as a bowling group, we've just really worked well together. And like I said, we just know our roles and we just keep it really simple. So I'm, really keen to get those guys and playing together again. Ryan Harris is going to play another Shield game. There's been a fair bit of talk about that, but he's really keen to get some rhythm and coming into a big Test series.
Mate, how important is it? I mean, the Gabba Test for you is, if it's not as big as what the Wacker is, it's definitely equal to. You made your debut there in 2007 against the little Sri Lankans and dominated them as well. I was lucky enough to be there. Mate, is it really just important to get that real foothold at the start of the series?
Yeah, definitely, Dave, and it was like that last summer as well. We looked at the games that we had coming up, the grounds that we were playing at, and Brisbane, that was the one we wanted to win and do it well, and that'll be the same here as well against India, who we know don't really like bouncy wickets. Coming up against Pakistan and the UAE, the wickets was nice and slow, and the way they play the game with their wrist, the subcontinent players, they really don't like the faster, bouncier wickets, and it's going to be an important first test, and hopefully we can be aggressive again with the ball and obviously with the bat as well. It's a big test match. Like I said, that was my first test match for Australia. It was in Brizzy, and it's always a special one. So, we can hopefully kick off the summer there.
Hey, mate, just looking a bit further forward into the summer at the World Cup, we're now the number one ranked one-day team in the world. What other countries do you think will be a bit of the bolters that will be trying to push us really to win the World Cup?
It's great to get that number one mantle again, and when it comes to World Cup time, it's going to mean nothing. You got to perform each game. It's you don't have room to lose in those knockout games. Obviously, you get knocked out. So you're going to win every game there. But look, I think South Africa is still going to be a team that, they play really good cricket. They're confident. They have a really good side. So, there's some guys in the top 10 in bowling and batting, and they've got an unbelievable fielding side. I think New Zealand are going to be probably the team to really look out for. I think because, it's in their home country as well. It's Australia, New Zealand World Cup, and I just think they've been really consistent in recent times, and especially in their one-day stuff. They're really they've got a great fielding side, and they're just playing really consistent cricket. So they'll be up for it.
Mate, go on, having a look at yourself now. You coming into this series, you've had obviously you got fairly well bowled over there in the UAE, but I actually thought that they actually held you back a little bit, which was quite good because the conditions just weren't conducive to what you do, and I think that's just proves how good a bowler and how much form you're currently in, mate, to be able to bowl so consistently over there. Mate, looking at this series you touched on it before about the Indians and not liking the shorter sort of bowling. Yeah. How do you think do you set up plans differently to what you would set up for the South African team coming over here, or obviously are pretty conducive to those sort of decks? Is it a completely different plan, or do you normally try and stick to the same sort of plans, you guys, as a bowling group?
Yeah, that would be something that we'll speak about before the series starts, how we want to go about it. But I think the way that we've been at our best as an Australian team is being aggressive, and that's with the ball as well, and in the field, throwing the ball in, whizzing it around the ears, making them hear that sound of the ball flying past them. So I think with the ball, I'll still, what works for me is being aggressive, bowling my short balls, but then obviously a lot, trying to get it up there for the nick when their feet are playing up. So, look, I'm really looking forward to it. They were pretty chirpy during the one-day series over there not so long ago. And, Virat Kohli is going to be the captain in this first test by the looks of it. So, there's already a bit of talk going on in the papers, but look, we'll beat them on skill, and that's what we're about.
Mate, speaking of a bit of aggression out in the field, Dale Steyn and Michael Clark, mate, what's all that seem to be about?
Yeah, I don't know. South African Test series, the last game in Cape Town, sort of things blew up a bit there. It was a little bit funny because I think Jimmy Pattinson needed a pair of spikes on that day, and he's wearing New Balance, and Dale Steyn wears New Balance and actually lent him a pair. I think Jimmy had a little bit of a crack at him, and then Dale was like, well, mate, I've given you spikes. You wouldn't be playing if I didn't give you spikes. So it's always good. I don't know what exactly was said. I don't think it was personal or anything like that, but it does happen. It gets heated at times, and as long as it doesn't look like it stayed on the field, but generally it does, and that's just the way the game is. And we're all competitive, and we want to win, and that's just how it happens.
Exactly, mate. Hey, Looking forward, after the World Cup, we've got obviously a massive year. I think Dylan was saying something to me that you've got, out of 365 days in a year, I think you've got 40 back at home this year.
Something
like that. It's a lot of time away, mate, especially with the gorgeous Jess and the beautiful little Rubica there at home. Mate, How long do you think you can keep staying there at that level with all the travel? We know how much of an effect it obviously has on a lot of people. I mean, Mike Huss is always very honest about the fact that he really missed his kids and Amy and that when he was away all the time. What sort of time, do you put a time span on that, mate, or do you just keep playing for Australia as long as you possibly can?
Yeah, it's a good question, and it's something that I know having the little one, it does make it harder to go away. Like I've probably over the weekend just gone, I've started to think about getting myself ready to go away again and not really looking forward to it, to be honest. But I know once I get there and I'm in cricket mode, I'm 100% switched on. So I'm still enjoying my cricket. Like I said, we've got an Ashes series late next year or mid next year. I want to probably see how I'm feeling after that. I don't know. Look, it's really hard to really say when. As long as I'm playing good cricket and enjoying myself and doing the job for Australia and for the team, if I can still be bowling fast in the next couple of years, then I don't know. The next 2 years, I'd be pretty happy. But I guess when it comes that time, I guess it's a really hard question to answer. It does get harder though, because we are away for so long, and it's been good to actually have a little bit of a break now at home, and but I am looking forward to getting back into it.
Oh, good, mate. Well, as I said, I'm always here for the hard questions on Roos News. You know that, Mitch,
Look at him go.
With all seven listeners. Yeah. Mate, I've always been a bit of a cricket nuffy anyway. I mean, you've only known me for
just a nuffy.
20 years. Well, yeah, exactly. Just a nuffy. Mate, you've now taken 270 test wickets. You need another, I think if my calculations are right, 41 to go past Brett Lee, and you only need another 22 to go past Craig McDermott. I really do hope you keep playing next year. But as I said, mate, do you ever look at those sort of records at any point, like while you're playing?
No. The funny thing was through the Ashes and South Africa was the bowlers were getting into me and Billy about that I was catching him. So it was quite funny. The boys were right behind me and giving it to Billy, but. Yeah, I don't look. It'd be nice to, I guess, milestones like winning the award for the ICC player and Test player. I think there's things that you look back on after your career. I think if you start thinking about it too much, and you can start to relax and probably get a bit too far ahead of yourself. So it's really nice. I'd love to get 300 wickets, test wickets. It'd be an amazing thing to be able to do, but, I'm not going to stress about it. I just want to play the best cricket I can, and if it happens, it happens. I'm not about records.
Hey, mate, just speaking of guys starting their careers and starting to get on, Steve Smith, he's just come on he seems to come in leaps and bounds in the last couple of months. What do you think he's done different or changed, or is he just starting to slowly mature as a batsman, do you believe?
Yeah, good question again, because I've been talking about him for ages, and not just in the media, but, at home and stuff. And I really rate Steve really, really highly, and I think he's going to have an opportunity to be captain at some point in his career, and I think he'll do a really good job because he's a really good thinker of the game and really sees the game really well. So I just think it's a lot of hard work. He goes down to training sometimes an hour beforehand, so there'll be a first bus, the advanced bus, and he'll be on that bus, with the coaches, and he'll be doing extra. It doesn't just happen overnight. He's been doing it for a long time, and I guess it's behind the scenes stuff that you don't see, but you see the results out in the field. So he's a real hard worker, a good kid. I think he's just matured. He's only going to get better. So he's got his head screwed on. Us older guys keep it screwed on for him. So he's a good young man, and he's just getting better, and I'm really excited about him.
Mate, you obviously don't want to look too far ahead because, as I said, you've got to just keep the eye on now. But having a look at England coming up middle of next year, do you feel like you've got a little bit of unfinished business over there in the old Blighty?
No, I don't actually. I've been asked this question before, and I don't think so. Look, to me, it's another series. And look, we haven't won over there the last few years, and look, I'm like I say, I just want to perform at my best, and if I can do that, if I get that opportunity to perform over there again, and I'm just going to make the most of it, no matter what happens. So I'm not going to put any added pressure on myself, to have revenge over there or anything like that. It's always tough cricket over there. The conditions over there are quite different to what they are here in Australia, with the wickets being a little bit more, a little slower. The wickets probably do a little bit more than they do at home, so it's a lot different over there, but I'm not going to put any added pressure on myself.
Hey, mate, once you do, God forbid, finish your career, what are the chances of you following young Dylan Minear into the motorsport scene?
Yeah, look, I'd love to. I've already planned to get a buggy, so I'm not quite the driver Dylan is. He obviously did really well in the Australian Safari recently, so getting second, that was unbelievable. But yeah, I'd love to get out there, and whether it's in a race car or I've always wanted to do the brute utes, but one step at a time. We'll see what happens when I'm finished. By the time I finish, I might not, my reflexes might be gone, so we'll have to wait and see.
Mate, it's been absolutely wonderful talking to you tonight. And as I said, we had Huss on a couple of weeks ago, and it's just great speaking to you guys. And, especially at our club, I mean, you know what it's like, mate. You've been a great part of it since you've been over here in WA. And the boys all love you down the club and miss you and waiting on every word, mate, when you're bowling. I don't think they even watch their own games anymore. But but it's great to have you there, mate, and doing so well. And not just as a mate and you being part of the club, but just as a bloke. You're an absolute credit, mate, and really proud of you. And we hope you have just a fantastic summer, mate, and absolutely dominate those Indians, mate, heading into the World Cup as well.
He didn't. Huss didn't knock you out, did he?
No.
He didn't? No.
Was he going to?
I thought he might have.
Really?
Cricket. No. He's pretty good.
Mate, he's good. Mate, you know what, mate? He speaks very well on the radio. He's very hard, and I was listening to him on the TV. He kills me. He would have thought my questions were just stupid, I reckon. But, mate, I'm not that intelligent, mate. We did go to Pimlico State High, mate.
That's right, a good point there.
Yeah.
Great. It was a great school.
Oh, great school, mate. Great school. Great memories. Mate, you have a great week, all right? And best of luck, mate. And I hope we can all sit back and watch you have another great summer, mate, succeeding. And I can't wait personally just to watch you go past that 300 mark, mate. Well done, big fella, and good luck.
Cheers, lads.
Thanks for joining us, mate. Bye.
Thanks. Yeah, bye.
Yeah, look, what an absolute gentleman he is, isn't he, Vern? You know, just to one, give us his time, but also answer those questions very honestly and openly. You know, it's quite refreshing. He's definitely not one of the players that just gives you the robot answers. He really does speak from his heart, you know, because he's just such a great fella.
No, he's a great guy, and I mean the thing is, I think we do speak for most other people that are involved in cricket or just like cricket in the sense that we absolutely love just seeing him do well.
I can't believe he's asked if Mike Hussey out nuffied you.
Yeah. We are both nuffy.
Hey, that's the only time they're going to mention you and Mike Hussey in the same sentence, isn't it?
Hey, mate, there is another time, mate. Paul Lucas medal winner.
Oh, yes, a Paul Lucas medal winners. Okay, yes, valid point.
So
I'll get back in my box. Thank you, Vernon.
No, that's all right, mate. We are mentioned quite regularly, maybe in those two sentences, but
yes.
It was actually good that Mitch compared me to him. But yeah, even if it was just in talking and nuffy knowledge.
Out nuffied you. That's a great shout, isn't it?
Call of the week. Call of the week. I was waiting for something smart, but mate, we've had that was great. We've obviously got to get through a bit of other stuff tonight because I reckon we could have sat there and talked for about another 2.5 hours, mate, with Mitch.
Couldn't we? Trouble is our listener would have been bored, I reckon. So
exactly. Now, mate, we're having another look at the under-17s coming, but what we'll do, we'll go to an ad first from our all-important station sponsors, and when we get back, we'll go through all the results for the juniors. Back in just a few moments.
UltimateSportsMemorabilia.com.au have the greatest range of official licensed memorabilia for you to capture every great moment. With all your summer sports images now available, including a huge collection of cricket pieces, don't hesitate and buy now. UltimateSportsMemorabilia.com.au. Visit us online today and start thinking about the perfect Christmas present. UltimateSportsMemorabilia.com.au, where all sports' greatest days and memories live forever. Station sponsor.
G'day, Simon Kadich here for The Ringing Shed. You know, to get to the top level of anything, you need reliability and consistency. The Ringing Shed has been one of WA's top order performers for more than a decade, specialising in providing lifting gear to the state's crane and lifting industry. If you need quality gear, repair, testing and maintenance, they can do it. And if you need best practice, The Ringing Shed has it. Reliability and consistency. That's The Rigging Shed since 2001.
The Rigging Shed, 53 Prosperity Avenue, Wangara, station sponsor.
The Wanneroo District Cricket Club would like to thank its 2014-15 sponsor group, including Urtec Holdings, Getting It Right and On Time. Northside Residential, offices in Joondalup and Greenwood, contact Andrew Amos today. Sunwise Outdoor Living, for all your patio, gazebo and alfresco needs, contact Rob Fairchild. MTM Physiotherapy, specialising in sports injuries, located in Duncraig. And Stella Premium Services, gardens, parks and lawns. Contact Cliff Astall today. Station sponsor.
And we're back again here on Roos News, the Wanneroo District Cricket Club radio show on your home of sport in the community, 91.3 Sport FM. Now, back here now, after that fantastic interview with Mitchell Guy Johnson, we have Ian with all the results from the under-17s. Ian.
Yeah, Vern, look, it was an outstanding weekend for the juniors. As like what Darren Thorne was commenting to me just today with 4 great wins from 4 games. So, look, it was a great effort in the 17s. First week, they made 7 for 271 with my favourite player in the world, Josh Cameron there with his 120, and also Braden Hudson there with his 69. And look, we managed to skittle the Tigers there for 90. So look, a pretty good effort from the boys. Young Matty Purcell there with his 2 for 10. Dylan Banks with his 10 overs, 1 for 11. The Catalfamo, unfortunately, didn't just get a wicket with his none for 15. Kurt as well, the same, 3 overs, none for 8. But Elijah Greystock, who's been a bit of a bolter this year, I believe, played thirds as well last game before this and ended up with 4 for and then got 2 wickets again. Played 4s and got 4 and then got 2 again. So Gravy there with some genuine pace with his 3 for 14. One of the Rouge News favourites there, Vern, Corey Roccaccioli there with his, it was a great effort there with his 1 for 16. And Lukey Higginbottom, welcome back there, bowling just with a cheeky little 2 for 2. But Braden Hudson there, mate, 0.2 of an overs or 1 for 1. So
One for one.
Pretty good effort, really.
No, fantastic.
I can tell you it was a genuine half-tracker too, Vern.
Was it really?
Yeah. They probably bowled about 15 or 16, like the last pair put on, 21, and they bowled about 14, 15 overs or something at him, and he comes on, bowls it, double bouncer, bang, straight to the thing. So it's a great effort. And then, they were number 24 in reply. So look, an outstanding effort there from the well coached by Brendan Danaher under 17s there. So that actually keeps them sitting at second on the table. So it's a great effort from the boys.
And we always want to be quite high up there in the 17s because it's so important that it's the next generation coming through. And as I said, having a look there, Matty Purcell too for 10 off 7. But there's some great performances there. The one I'm disappointed is young Monahan because, I had a few hundred beers with his old man and, I thought I might have given him the G up, to get him in there. I said to him, you got to get on the wireless this Monday night. So, as I said, number 8 off 3.
Look, he had, what did he have at the start of the year? He had, I think it was after the first 3 games, he had 10 wickets at about 8 or 7 or something, So, like, he's okay. He's allowed to have one bad game,
Oh, mate, exactly. And listen to me being critical. That's great. But having a look there also, mate. Yeah, exactly. Elijah Gravestock, 3 for 14 off 8. Fantastic. So,
yeah, look, Gravy bowling with some real genuine pace. We've actually done a little bit with him, changed his run-up to shorten his run-up down and compact his action as well, because he was doing a fair bit of work with Peter Clough, the former WA and Tasmanian Shield cricketer there. So he had some really good things to say about Gravy. And look, he's starting to come on in leaps and bounds. Direction was a little bit wayward, but he's got that right. He's bowling some really good areas, and look, he's a genuine aggressive kid, and we love that in our fast bowlers, don't we?
Exactly, mate, and you've got to get that from a young age. Fantastic.
Yeah, well, like I say, if you can point your aggression the right way, not get carried away and be an idiot about it, look, like I say, he does pretty well. So, look, a great effort from Brendo's boys there. Very well captained by young Corey Roccaccioli.
Oh, Corey. Geez, I'd never get the opportunity to mention your surname too often, but Roccaccioli doing the job well. All right, Ian, now going to the under-15s, mate, another great group of very talented young cricketers. Can you take us through those results, mate?
Yeah, look, they actually didn't manage to get on until about 9 o'clock in the morning. Unfortunately, a little bit of bad weather got under our covers. So, look, it was a pretty good effort because they were chasing down 131. But, look, we ended up at 7 for 214 off our allotted 47 overs in the end. So, look, a great effort from Thorny's boys. And with Emil Vandermeer there was with his 47 opening their batting. But picking the batters for them was young Connor Thorne there with his 66. He has been injured, pretty silly little accident, but got him back. He's back on board now out of his moon boot. So he did quite well. Also, Benny Doolan there with his 14. But Dion Billington, who actually come up from the grade below as well with the 23 not out. And Katie Whitehurst there with the 20. But look, young Jordan Slattery too there with a 12 not out. So, look, an absolutely outstanding effort there from the lads to end up at 7 for 214.
Mate, there's some very, very talented young cricketers in that side. And having a look at it, though, you touched on one then, Jordan Slattery. And I think if he's anything like his father, he might be batting up a little bit further up the order. And, I'm not biased at all because...
No, he's not your favourite player.
Andrew Slattery's not my favourite batsman of all time. But Connor Thorne, great effort there by the young fella. And what you touched on there, mate, there was a bit of a moon boot. What were the reasons behind that?
Yeah, look, he broke his foot, but first opinion wasn't and second opinion was and whatever. So they ended up doing it just after footy season. So we've done a lot of the pre-season and got it right. And then, in the moon boot and only sort of just been able to get back to it last game. So, good to see him come into a bit of form there because he's definitely an outstanding player because he's in the stat under 15 squad or whatever however they just have like a training squad at the moment. He's actually in that, him and Meal and, I'm going to stuff this up here. Hang on. No, it's Hobley and Tristan Hobley.
Yep.
As well.
Okay.
So but look, and Bailey Richards very unlucky there. But they got a very, very good side there. Probably the first couple of games of the season they probably struggled to fulfil their potential. But now Thorny's got them going in the right direction. They've actually been doing a bit of hard work, a bit of fitness under the astute fitnesship of Samantha Thorne actually. So that's been really good. So she's been running the boys into the ground and keeping a few of them happy. Yeah. So
young Connor seems like a really nice kid. So he must take after Sam, obviously being
Correct.
South Australian.
Correct.
And,
that's right.
Thorny being a Victorian, it's obviously pretty tough.
Correct. Yeah. Well, you'd hope so for his sake, wouldn't you? Apart from his shocking haircut. But hey, he's grown his hair and it looks horrible at the time. But anyway, just in case you're listening, buddy. But look, he's a great kid. He's one of the few kids that we've got around the club that's got a really good cricket brain. That's why he has captained the local sort of the emerging warrior sides and things like that. Look, he's really good and he doesn't take after his dad no either. No, look, it's Thorny's actually a very good coach and great effort from the boys. Keep him moving forward. Because they're currently sitting 8th, but they were as low as 13th. So they're slowly chipping their way back up that ladder and hopefully building some momentum.
Brilliant, mate. Brilliant. And good to see that too, because, as I said, those boys pushing for positions up the grades is exactly what we want. Now, IJ, having a look at the next one, mate, the 14s, and can you take me through the results for that, please, mate?
Yes, most certainly, Vern. Yesterday down there at at Darkside Park, as it's known.
Darkside Park.
Yeah, look, listeners, never going to believe this. It was windy.
Oh, you're kidding. At Iluka?
I know.
I've never seen it windy down there.
I know.
Oh, okay.
No.
Yeah.
First everything. Anyway, Andy Billington coached these boys, and they're going all right. They managed to skittle the dark side under 14s for 84. Can we call them dark siders junior? Yes,
yeah, of course you can.
The dark side under 14s for 84. Look, it's a great effort. Eaton there, pick of the bowlers with his 3 for 24, and Wirramanthri as well there with his 9 overs, 1 for 9. So some very good economical bowling there from Wirramanthri. And I just want to say that again, how good's that? And young Riley Holly there as well. Greg Holly's old man was actually quite a fair player to be honest. And he was 2 for 15. And young Richards there with his 3 for 16. So look, a great effort from the lads there, but it was a bit of a struggle. They were in a little bit of trouble there early on, the lads, but they managed to end up with 100. I think they were 7 for 70, and they end up managing 106 all out. So look, good effort. Dion Billington there with 15, Forceman with 7.
Wirramanthri batted well down there too.
Wirramanthri got 18 as well. Yeah, I was going to get to that.
And
you just wanted to get that Wirramanthri out, didn't you?
I did. I was desperate.
Yeah. Yeah. Look, a good effort. And Ives with his 22. So yeah, look, a great effort from the boys. And that's Andy Billington. Congratulations. That's his first win as a WDCC coach. So look, great effort from the boys, and that currently puts them in 4th spot in their little group. So yeah, look, a great effort from the lads, and I just think it's just good to see the young boys not panicking there at 7 for 70. They could have panicked and tried to slog and get the runs, but they sort of chipped away at it and got them over the line.
Exactly. Well, that's good news. Now, Purce, having a look at the 13s, mate, they're the old Inverarity Shield, obviously the making of great cricketers down there. So, mate, can you take me through there?
Yeah, look, Diesel's mob down there, they went all right. Look, they batted off their 40 overs, 6 for 113. So, yeah, it wasn't the most attacking sort of stuff there, but that's okay because they got the result at the end of the day. Van der Walt there with his 24, the junior Williams, the old Sammy there with his 34, McGowan with his 17, the young Hobley, his Hobley name seemed to be popping up everywhere at the moment, with his 10, and little Mitch Slattery there with his 4 and Hertz with his 3. So look, they end up 6 for 113, which isn't a bad effort, but then we managed to, after their allotted 40 overs, the old junior dark side ended up at 9 for 107. So look, a great effort from the lads. They all stuck at that. Young Herbst there with his 1 for 19, bowling okay. Young Coyne as well there, Vernie, bowled actually quite well. I watched a bit of that with his 2 for 17. Young Zach Purcell there with his 1 for 23. Another Hobley there with his 2 for 3. Great effort. Young McGowan there with his 1 for 9 was the pick of the bowlers. So, look, an absolutely outstanding effort there from Diesel's lads to get themselves their first win of the season.
And young Kieran Coyne, the son of Chris Coyne, is obviously going to make it, hopefully, 3, or there's now 3 Coynes that have played at the Wanneroo District Cricket Club, Jamie, Christopher, and also Kieran. So,
do we call him 5 cents? Is the youngest Coyne? Or?
Yeah, youngest. I like that. 5 cents, Kieran Coyne. Well done, mate. So well done to those young blokes. And as I said, it's looking to be a great season there with those boys. And there's once again a lot of talent in that team. So
yeah, look, got to say, Ben, it was pretty good to see old Bruce Purcell there down there, mate. It was one of the most excited parents I've ever seen when his young lad Zach got the wicket there. So
yeah, well, Bruiser, he does love it, doesn't he? I mean, I'm surprised he can keep hold of all his kids. I mean, he's only got 74 of them. So
like I say, he's got enough for his own indoor cricket team, hasn't he?
Exactly, mate. Now, so Perce, did you take us through where they are on the ladder, the boys?
No, I did not, Vern, but they're currently sitting 3rd on their ladder there. So look, a great effort after 2 games, but they got another couple of weeks off until they play again. But look, great effort from all the juniors there, 4 from 4, and look, a pretty good weekend from all the results. Unfortunately, only the A grade that didn't get us a win, but yeah, look, it's a pretty good weekend all round.
Perce, having a look coming up to Christmas, it's obviously a big time of the year for the cricket club. We've got I dare say, a few shows coming up that are going to be just before the Christmas party. Now, do we have any information at all on the Christmas party as of yet, mate, or will we wait till next week?
We should wait till next week just for confirmation of what we have, but it will generally be the last Saturday before, which this year is going to be on the 17th, I think it is.
Yep.
Yeah, so 17th or 18th, isn't it? 17th?
You know what? I reckon it's the 19th.
Okay, there we go.
Yeah, so it'll be the final.
I don't really know what I'm talking about as usual, Vern. But
that's all right, mate.
Yeah, I think we'll do. They'll keep that going, do the same as that. But yeah, look, it's a big time, and hopefully the boys get a little bit of time off this year. It always works out quite well if they do manage to get a couple of weeks just to freshen the bodies up, and that's at the halfway point of the season.
Purse, I want to ask you something, mate. I'm bringing something back. Oof. All right, mate. Urtec Player of the Week. Now it's something that has been let go by us, and we haven't been as astute in keeping hold of it. Now I'm bringing it back this week, mate. All right. Now, this is for the game against Claremont. Now, it's only going to be once bi-weekly, okay? But what I want to do, I want to have a look around at some of those great performances and, give someone the Urtec Player of the Week. Now, obviously, we can't give much monetary or anything like that. I'm going to have a quick talk to our illustrious president, Norm Fawcett, if we can do something going forward for this great award. And then posthumously, this person who will get it tonight might get a free Coke.
Is posthumously once they've passed? Or
once they've passed. It's passed, so they'll get it later.
Okay, we can run with that. That's fine.
So, mate, if you could...
Look, probably the pick in the A grade for me would be Donovan Fry there with his 47 and a couple of wickets. I think that's probably an outstanding effort. A couple of boys in the twos would be Jace Parry with his 4 wickets, Johnny Walters as well with his 4 wickets. I'd love to say Parry backed up in the batting, but he didn't. Brendan Murray with his 64. So that's a pretty good idea. Mind you, naughty Johnny Walters, he got a duck as well, so I might have to cancel those 2 out. But in the thirds, look, Josh Smith there with his 4 and also with 26, pretty good effort. Cam Max 83. But also, probably for me, Vern, I mean, probably shouldn't get the award because he was a bit of a naughty lad after he got it. But look, probably Greg Maher with his 100. I think on the Keith Parry scoring system there, mate, that he would take out this week's. That's my vote anyway, Vern, for this week's Urtec Player of the Week.
Mate, I can't go past it. As I said, since he's come back, he has been on his best behaviour. But unfortunately, he finally was due. At least it wasn't Bayswater Morley 5 or 6 years ago. But the thing is. And it wasn't Supreme Court Gardens either, so that's a bonus. But fantastic effort by Marbo, and as I said, he has made a second grade 100. I think he's made an A grade 100. He might, if he hasn't made 100, he's made. But anyway, at university,
made some A grade runs.
Exactly, made some A grade runs. That sounds a lot better. So Greg Maher on the from the great man in Ian Purcell. You are this week's Urtec Player of the Week. So well done, Marbo.
Got to say, though, Vern, if we were giving it out for the juniors as well could get it, then for me it would have been young Josh Cameron there with his 120, my new favourite player.
Yeah, he sounds like a bit of a gun. I haven't seen him bat yet.
Well, he scored another 100 playing local cricket on the weekend as well.
You're kidding?
So he's going all right, isn't he?
Oh, my God. Well, there's one to look out for the rest of our listeners for the rest of the year.
Another quick little shout-out to young Graham Purcell.
Yeah, Graham.
He's got a cheeky 100 in the weekend.
Oh, well done.
They got a 50 as well in the local league. So.
Did they really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's brilliant performance.
Yeah, the assistant coach of the under-17s in Graham Purcell. Good to see the batting coach making 100 too, but not the bowling coach. That's
exactly.
Good sign. So, lads, listen to him. He knows what he's talking about.
Exactly. Yeah. All right, guys. Well, that's all we got time for tonight on Roos News, the Wanneroo District Cricket Club radio show. Now, guys, I can't say enough about these people, but our fantastic sponsors at our club, we'd really struggle without them, and I can't give them enough, so all I can do is give them a quick shout-out on the radio for tonight, but we really appreciate all their work. Urtec, Northside Residential, Hardin East and Conti, Stella Premium Services, Sunwise Outdoor Living, MTM Physiotherapy, Jets Wanneroo, Subway Madley, Resource Instrumentation and Electrical, ADL Electrical, Liquor Barons Greenwood, Phoenix Insurance Brokers, Total Industrial and Safety, every week I stuff that up, and JC Plastering. Guys, thank you very much for listening tonight. I hope everyone enjoyed that great interview there with Mitchell Guy Johnson, as I'm sure my great co-host Ian Purcell. Ian, thank you, mate.
Yeah, thanks, Vern. It's always a pleasure to talk to Mitchell Guy, isn't it? Just such a great fella.
Yeah, no, it was great, mate. It was great to hear a little bit about that coming up, this season coming up. I'm losing my words here, but it was really good to have a listen. So hopefully everyone can grab the podcast to that and have a listen to the great man talk anyway. Okay, guys, from me, David Minear, we'd love to say thank you for joining us tonight, and we look forward to speaking to everyone again next week. See you next week. Good night.